All right, we are going to start with our Grand Battements Devant. Now, I know I'm not there in person to ask you guys if you remember what all those French terms mean. So, grand means big. If I said petite, that means small. So, we're going to do a big battement, so a big brush, and devant. Let's see if maybe you can guess. Maybe your parents can ask you if you think devant means front, side, or back. Give you a minute. If you said front, you are correct. So we are going to do our step brush holds, our Grand Battements Devant, across the floor, across your living room, wherever you are dancing currently. Okay, I'm going to do it with you, all right? So let's go ahead and stand up. Ready? 7, arms out to the side. Step, brush, hold. 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 One more. Step, brush, hold. Good. All right. Couple things that we want to think about as we do that. We're going to do it again, okay? So remember what Miss Alexandra always says about our arms. Okay, so we are actually in jazz second for these, not ballet second. Do we remember the difference between the two? So jazz second is when our palms are down to the floor and our elbows are relatively straight. Okay, ballet second is when we round those elbows and, oop, I gotta back up. And our palms are kind of going slightly in towards our body. So for right now, I want our palms going down to the floor. Our biggest correction that we're always talking about as we do these, especially when we go derriere, which we will do in a minute here, make sure your arms are not behind your shoulders. Okay, so your hands should be slightly in front, okay? Also, we need to be pressing down so our arms are nice and strong. So as we lift our leg up, our arms also don't go up. So we want our arms to stay in the same position, okay? As we are doing these across the floor, neither leg should ever bend. So be careful on the leg that we're standing on as we brush that we don't bend it. Okay, so keep it nice and stretched. And as always, in any genre of dance, when your foot comes off the floor, you need to do what with it? Hopefully we're saying pointing our toes. That's what I want to hear. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time, really thinking about those three things, and then we'll do the same thing backwards or derriere. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time forwards. Let's stand up. 6, 7, 8, and step, brush, hold. 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 One more. Step, brush, hold. Good. Let's reset. You're going to turn around. Make sure you're not going to kick anything. All right, we're going to do them backwards. Really focus again on these arms as we brush back, though we don't let our arms go back. Ready? 6, 7, 8. And step, brush, hold. 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 Last one, step, brush, hold. Good. Good, all right. Hopefully we didn't run into any furniture doing that. Hopefully we all have enough space. We're going to try to go backwards one more time. Okay, I really want you to think about feeling the backs of those knees because now you can't see your leg. All right, so make sure that we're not bending it into an attitude back there, but it's nice and straight. Do we know why we need to do that or for what bigger element that's going to help us for later on? Maybe, hopefully one of us said leaps. Okay, so we've been working on inner leaps so that when we come down that we don't let that back leg bend too prematurely. So we need to practice it in our Grand Battements so that doesn't happen later when we get to some jumps, okay? All right, so one more time doing Grand Battements derriere, and then we'll move on, all right? 6, 7, 8. Step, brush, hold. 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 Good, very nice. Next thing we're going to work on is our balance. All right, if you remember what a balance is, maybe stand stand up and try to review that on your own before I go over it with you, just to see if you remember it. Okay, I know it's been a couple of weeks. All right, so a couple of things. Remember, it's 3 steps, and then you reset and do the same thing on the other side. One is in a plie, the other 2 are up on releve, and our hands are going to be on our hips. And remember, Miss Alexandra likes holding our actual hip bones. So don't hold your waist. Okay, we're actually going to find those bony little hips down here, and we're going to hold on to them. Okay, remember, so we're going to super glue them, so as we're doing this, they don't detach from our sides. Okay, so let's go over how to do our balancing. So we have our down, up, up, and down, up, up, and down, up, up. Okay, I'm going to put on some music, and let's give that a try. 6, 7, 8. Down, up, up. 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 And down, up, up. Good. All right, couple things that we need to think about as we do that. All right, when we do our plie, remember, we've been talking about making sure that our heel is actually connected to the floor and that we don't have it off on a baby releve, or what I like to call hovering. Okay, so make sure that that heel is all the way down. And then we've been talking about something that has to do with our 4 points, so our shoulders and our hips. When we do that plie, we don't want to look like a chicken. Okay, we don't want to put our head forward or lean our shoulders forward. We want them to stay right on top of our hips. Okay, so be careful, especially in the sets that happen after the first one where we get a little bit tired, that doesn't start to creep in. Okay, keep that chin nice and level. Keep your eyes off the floor. And we're going to do it one more time. Okay, here we go. 7, 8. You have it down. Up, up. Down, 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 up, up. Good. Very nice. Alrighty. We are going to move on to some bunny hops. Okay, so just like how we stretched in our pike stretch, how I had our feet pointed first with our ankles together, that is the position that I want to see in the air as we're jumping. Okay, so I don't want flex feet or legs apart or knees bent. Okay, they get to bend in your plie, but once you're up in the air, I need everything to be glued together and super duper straight. Okay, we are going to keep our arms in a ballet first position. Hopefully we can all demonstrate that. 1, 2, 3, go. Hopefully you did this. We're hugging our big snowman. Okay, make sure we're not smashing Olaf. Okay, we're having a nice big round circle. I need our elbows lifted and supported, so as we jump, I don't want to see this. Okay, we got to use those underneath the armpit muscles, which I know is hard, but we're going to work on strengthening our arms while we do this. So we're going to get up, and I need to make sure that we're all starting with our arms in first before we even get going. So now's the time to do that. Are we ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Bunny hops. Good. Nice. All right, we're going to do it one more time. If you haven't noticed, we're repeating everything to give it a second go around, all right? Make sure that we are landing. How should we land? Is it heel ball toe or toe ball heel? If you said toe ball heel, you are correct, okay? So make sure that you're feeling those toes hit the floor first, and then you're not stopping on releve, so don't stop, but you are going through that demi point, and then you're letting your heels come down to the floor, okay? And that's how we stay pretty quiet and I don't hear thumping, okay? All right, let's try one more time. Here we go. Glue those feet together, arms in first. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. All right, nice. All right. Let's work on our chassés à la seconde. All right. Here's your time to guess. À la seconde. Is that front? Is that side? Or that back. We've actually already gone over front and back in this video, so hopefully you are guessing side right now. Okay, so we're gonna do chassé sideways, okay, especially because I know you have that in your competition dance, so we might as well work on those right now. Okay, for me, let's have our hands on our hips for this one. And let's go over a few things that I need you to think about as we do this. Okay, so whatever direction you're facing for this, you need to make sure, again, we've been talking about those 4 points, are facing that direction the entire time, so you can't twist, okay? Especially in our competition jazz dance, we need for your entire body to be facing the front or the audience, okay? We don't want anything to disappear away from them, all right? Other thing is, chassé is a jump, not a shuffle, not a hop, it is a jump. So I need to see both feet leave the floor, and most importantly, I need to see them kiss or touch in the air. Okay, so you do need to get those feet glued together in the air before you can go into your next jump, all right? So let's stand up. I'm gonna see, hopefully, so I'm going to be going towards you, but we're going to have our right leg out, and we're still going to go sideways. Okay, so don't go forwards. Start sideways, and we're going to go this way. Okay, hopefully that's not too confusing. Okay, so starting with a tendu side, elbows out, 6, 7, 8, and up. Good, up we do. Can we try one more time, that same side? Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, and up, up. Glue those feet together. Good, all right, shake it out. You're gonna face the other direction, so we can do the other side. Ready? Left leg out. 5, 6, 7, 8, up, up. Alright, let's do it one more time to that side. 5, 6, 7, 8. Up. Good. Alright, can we do one more thing for me today? Thank you guys so much for paying attention. I feel like you guys are doing a good job of that at home, I hope. I will be hearing from some of your parents, I'm sure, so hopefully this is working out and being a successful video for everyone. The last thing that we're gonna do for me today is some frog jumps, okay? So as we do this, remember, you're allowed to look at the floor when we are in our crouched position, but I want you to focus on bringing your head up to a normal position as we're jumping in the air. You don't necessarily have to look up, but at least to a neutral place is great, so we don't get heads that look like this when we're jumping up in the air, okay? So kind of the same position as our bunny hop at the top of our jump, except that I want us to jump a little bit higher than we did for our bunny hops, okay? Let's go over how to do that in case anyone maybe forgot. So we start in our little crouch position. Again, you can look at the floor here, and then you're gonna jump up and over the rainbow for Miss Alexandra, so make sure you don't land in the same spot. You do travel, and you're gonna jump and come back down. Okay? All right, I'm gonna put on some music. I'll do it with you. Here we go. 7, 8, big jump, big jump, big jump, big jump, big jump. One more, big jump. Good. Let's back up. Let's try that again. Maybe one more 8 count to rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Ready? Up and up and up and up. One more. Up. Good. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I miss seeing all of you at the studio. Tomorrow's gonna be so sad. I love waking up every Saturday morning and starting my day off with all of you, but I hope we can be back in the studio again really soon. Just know that I'm thinking of you all right? I'll see you next week. All right, bye.